Hello everyone. In this video, we will see errors in measurement. These are the contents of this video: gross errors, systematic errors, absolute and relative errors, and random errors. So, various factors affect a measurement, some of which are due to the instrument themselves, and some others are due to their inappropriate use. Common sources of errors in measurement include improper functioning of hardware, poor design, insufficient knowledge of design condition and process parameters, poor maintenance, and design limitations. Depending upon these parameters or factors, errors can be categorized into different types such as gross errors, systematic errors, absolute and relative errors, and random errors. So we will see one by one the type of error. First we will see gross error. Errors due to the human mistakes in using instruments, recording observations, and calculating measurement results are known as the gross errors, or it is also termed as human errors. Sometimes the measurement may go wrong due to the operator even if the instrument is good. This type of error may occur due to various reasons. The observer may misread the scale, which may result in wrong reading. For example, 21.3 degrees Celsius may read as 31.3 degrees Celsius due to an oversight. The observer may transpose the readings while recording. For example, 24.9 degrees Celsius may be recorded as 29.4 degrees Celsius. The units of the reading may be misunderstood in case of digital devices which do not display the units along with the readings. It shows only value. So, for example, 21 millivolt may be recorded as 21 volt only instead of millivolt by a beginner. A wrong scale may be chosen to record observations in case of analog devices which have multiple scales. The gross errors will be will always be present since a human is always involved in measurements. This error cannot be eliminated completely. However, they can be avoided to a certain extent by implementing the following measures. The first is carefully reading and recording observations. A large number of readings should be taken at different reading points in order to avoid rereading with same error, and then plotting these readings in graphical form or substituting them in a proper equation assures reduced errors. The using proper analog instruments zeroed electrically and mechanically. Next is systematic errors. Measurement of all quantities is affected by systematic errors. They are sometimes referred to as bias and defined as a constant uniform deviation of operation of an instrument. The shortcomings of the instrument, for example, worn out or defective parts, environmental effects, aging effects are all included in these errors. They are broadly classified as into three categories, namely instrumental errors, observational errors, and environmental errors. So we will see one by one. First is instrumental errors. The instrumental errors occur in measurements due to the instrument even when human errors are avoided. They may be divided into three parts depending upon their causes. They are misuse of instruments, inherent shortcomings of instrument, and loading effects. These are the three parts. So first is misuse of instruments. Sometimes a good instrument may give wrong result due to inappropriate usage. Misuse of instrument may be due to improper zero adjustment, using connecting wires of very high resistance, and poor initial adjustment. These practices causes errors but may not cause permanent damage to the instrument. Using the instrument opposite or reverse to the manufacturer's specifications and instructions also produce the errors and may cause permanent damage to the instrument due to overheating and overloading, and sometimes it may even lead to the system failure. Next is inherent shortcoming of instrument. The mechanical structure of the instrument gives rise to such errors. They may occur due to construction, operation, or calibration of the measuring devices or instruments. For example, friction in bearings of various moving components, stretching of spring, irregular spring tension due to improper handling, or overloading of the device result in these errors. These errors may cause the instrument to read too slow or too high along its entire scale. And last is loading effects. Indicating instruments such as voltmeter, ammeter, when connected across a circuit, change its condition to some extent. Hence, the measured quantity will depend on the way measuring device is connected or method employed for its measurement. For example, calibrated voltmeter when connected across high resistance circuit, it will give a misleading reading, whereas same voltmeter when connected across low resistance circuit may give a more dependable reading. The voltmeter is said to have a loading effect on the circuit, resulting in changing the actual circuit condition by the measurement process. So these are three parts of instrumental errors. To prevent this instrumental error, there are some methods. The sum of the types of in types of instrumental error are inherent, while some others are result due to careless of the operator. The method to eliminate them are choosing suitable instrument for particular application, carefully planning the procedure for measurement. The instrument should be calibrated carefully against the standard. Precautions should be taken to ensure that the instrument should operate properly, continuously monitoring for faults by checking for erratic behavior, reproducibility, and stability of results. After determining the amount of instrumental error, appropriate correction factors should be applied and loading effects should be considered while planning any measurement. Next is observational error. The error that are introduced by an observer are termed as a observational error. For example, while reading a meter scale, estimation error may get incorrect, or if the pointer of the voltmeter is somewhat above the surface of the scale, error due to parallax may get introduced when the line of vision of the observer is not exactly above the pointer as shown in this figure, left side figure. The practice of the observer in holding head too far in the right or left while noting down the observation continues to lessen the accuracy in the measurement and introduce errors. When two individuals note their observations, they may not be the same due to their different sensing capabilities and therefore affect the accuracy of the measurement. For example, one observer may note down the reading at a particular time while the other observer may read it too soon, causing an error. Also, when light and sound measurements are involved, two different experiments produce different results as no two observers have the same physical responses. The digital instruments are used to avoid the above mentioned observational error, in which the observation is displayed in the form of digits and hence no error can occur on account of sensing and observation. The parallax error can be minimized by using instrument having highly accurate meters provided with mirrored scales as the pointer image is hidden by the pointer and observer's eye is directly in line with the pointer. You can see in the right side figure. The parallax error can be eliminated by using the instrument having same plane for the pointer and scale. Next is environmental error. The error which arise on account of environmental factors are known as environmental errors. They occur due to the conditions in the surrounding area of the instrument that is external to the device, and it includes effects of changes in pressure, temperature, dust, humidity, vibrations, electrostatic or magnetic fields. For example, a change in ambient temperature of moving coil instrument causes a change in elasticity of its spring and hence a change in reading results. Various corrective measures that can be taken to reduce the environmental errors are: precautions should be taken to ensure that the instrument operates in constant conditions. For example, a temperature controlled enclosure can be used to keep the temperature constant around the instrument. The electrostatic or magnetic shield may be used to protect the instrument from electrostatic or magnetic fields. Hermetically sealing the instrument to eliminate the effects of dust and humidity. Hermetically means the completely airtight. The equipments which are immune to environmental changes can be used. For example, resistance materials with a very low resistance temperature coefficient can be used to minimize the variations in resistance with temperature. Next is absolute and relative errors. The absolute error is denoted as delta E, and it is defined as the amount of physical error in any measurement. This physical error is expressed in the same units of the quantity being measured. For example, a 300 ohm resistance is said to have a possible error of plus minus 20 ohm. Here, plus minus 20 ohm represents an absolute error in terms of the same unit, that is ohm. Mathematically, the absolute error is expressed as delta E equals to AM minus AT, where AM is the measured value and AT is the true or expected value. Second part is relative error. It is also known as a fractional error and it is denoted as ER. It is defined as the ratio of absolute error to the true value of quantity being measured. It is usually expressed in percentage ratio, parts per thousand or parts per million relative to the total quantity. For example, 300 ohm resistance is said to have a possible error of plus minus 8%. It gives an indication of the quality of measurement relative to the size of the measured quantity. Mathematically, it is expressed as relative error equals to absolute error upon true value of the quantity. And mathematically, we can write ER equals to delta E upon AT. Here ER is the relative error, delta E is absolute error and it is the true value of the quantity. Next is random errors. Error which occur due to unknown factors are termed as a random errors. These errors persist even after all the substantial removal or correction of the systematic errors, and hence it is referred as the residual errors. These errors are normally small but of great concern when a high degree of accuracy is required. They generally occur due to a large number of small factors which cause fluctuation from one measurement to another. Hence, a variation in successive readings occurs even when the measurement is done in an ideal environment and the instrument is calibrated accurately before the measurement. For example, if the value of current is to be monitored using an ammeter after equal time intervals of 20 minutes, a slight variation in the observations can be seen. These random errors cannot be controlled by known control methods and can only be analyzed statistically. The best approximation of the true value can be obtained by increasing the number of readings and using statistical means. So these are the various types of the errors in measurement system. So we have seen the different types of errors, that are gross errors. Then we have seen systematic errors, absolute and relative errors, and random errors. Thank you for watching this video.